Dr. King addressed the 10th conference of the SCLC in Atlanta in 1967, August 16. And he asked this question: where do we go from here? He said, if we are to answer that question, first we must identify where we are. And he quickly traced the history of America. He quickly looked at the historical situation in which black people found themselves. And he pointed to the fact that black people were behind in every social category of American life. In healthcare, in education, in moral development. And Dr. King says, once we acknowledge where we are, then the first thing we must do is we must massively assert the dignity of our worth. Amidst the system that continues to oppress us, Dr. King says, we must no longer be ashamed of being black. Barack Obama has been identified as the counter-stereotypical black person. New words for a new time. Can I invite black people in America to become counter-stereotypical? All of us. All of us asserting our humanity. One of the realities of American life is that the broader society looks on Barack Obama and they are surprised. He is so bright and articulate, and he is not angry. Well, guess what? I have news for you. There are millions of us walking among you just like that. I said there was a lot to say. I better decide I can only say some of it today. Where do you go from here? We can go down the road of payback. For 250 years of slavery, we can demand payback. Payback for a boat ride we did not wish to take. Payback for labor we were forced to undertake. Payback for brutalities our bodies could no longer take. We can go down the road of payback. Payback for 100 years of Jim Crow segregation. We can demand payback. Payback for decrepit schools. Payback for denied opportunities. Payback for dehumanizing existence. We can demand payback. Payback for 400 years of white supremacist terror, topped off by bombings and lynchings. Payback for Crispus Attucks, giving his life for an ungrateful nation. Payback for free blacks being told that their only hope of decent existence was to be shipped back to Africa to colonize, civilize, and Christianize other Africans. Payback for the betrayal of white liberalism. We can go down the road of payback. But I believe Emmett Till, 14 years old when he was killed in Mississippi in 1955, would say no. I believe James Chaney would say no. I believe Andrew Goodman would say no. I believe Michael Schwerner would say no. I believe Medgar Evers would say no. Even so, we must confront the past in a way that empowers us for future action. Speaking at Dr. King's church in Atlanta, Barack Obama observes that to secure unity between the races in America, we must be willing to pay the price and to address the structural and institutional barriers that make unity difficult. A good example is Mammy Till, Emmett Till's mother, who insisted that the world should look at the bloated and disfigured body of her son. She insisted that the world should look at the effects of brutality, not in an effort to seek revenge, but in an endeavor to confront the truth and to deal honestly with history and with memory as a first step to the program of repair and reconciliation. Efforts like that of Dr. King should take account, as he reminds us so often, of the disparities of the past. We can go down the road of partisan exclusivity, as some are suggesting it's our time now, and therefore we must walk away from all Republicans and walk away from all who have been against us. I suggest rather that we can go down deeper into Dr. King's dream, led by, as Abraham Lincoln says, the better angels of our nature. With malice towards none, we can reach out for the inclusion and touch. We can reach out for inclusion, and in so doing, we can touch the hands of justice. We can bridge the dehumanizing chasms of wealth and poverty with government and private sector programs and projects that take as the bottom line the enhancement of human dignity. There was a time in America when poor people, even working poor people, who found themselves staring down the barrel of economic disaster and needed even just temporary help, could not be helped by the government because, of course, that would be socialism. And of course, in America, socialism is anathema. That time was a few months ago. Until we found out that right here in America, government does have the capacity. Indeed, government does have the large capacity to help in time of need. The only question is, who gets such government help? And of course, the other question is what we call such government help. Let us proceed. Be careful. Let us proceed with bold new optimism. A boldness and an optimism not grounded in an assumption of American righteousness, and by contrast, the inherent unrighteousness of those who dare to differ with us. Our boldness and our optimism should be grounded in the privilege of service alongside fellow humans all across the world. The privilege of working for justice. The privilege of working for peace. The privilege of working to create the chance for common human decency for all people who share with us this wonderful, miraculous little blue planet.